All right, let's prep out some food today. I'm actually gonna pin my hair back because it's at that length now where it's kind of annoying if I'm cooking. I think it'll end up being about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. A lot of that is like oven or cook time though, not me having to stand there and do everything. I'm eating about 2,400 calories a day at the moment, and it really does require you to be quite organized. I'm going to do a couple of meals, like a meal and a snack, and then a bunch of ingredients. Also, if you watched my last video where I was organizing the house and I like built that new cabinet, the handles arrived, so we can put that on while I've got some stuff in the oven. As I go through the week, I can sort of combine the prepped things with the fresh things instead of just cooking full meals for everything, because if I decide to change my breakfast a little bit, I'm gonna need to edit my macros. I actually hadn't tracked macros for a good like 3-4 months, but I'm back doing it again while I'm doing a little bit of body recomp. I feel like when you don't have things organized or when they're not ready, that's when it feels really hard to stay on track with your nutrition. This is the almond milk that I like to use. I like it because the ingredients are really, really simple. It's basically just almonds, filtered water, and a little bit of salt. Besides the fact that this is so yummy, it turns into a really light and fluffy dessert. Chia seeds are really high in omega-3 fatty acids, iron, calcium, and antioxidants. And on top of this, they're really high fiber. Fiber is something we should all be trying to make sure we have enough of in our diet, because high fiber foods release beneficial bacteria into the gut, and they can also help release substances which lower levels of inflammation throughout the body. Then we're just going to cover these, and we need to pop them into the fridge for a couple of hours. I have to keep leaning down because if I pull the camera further away to like fit my head in, it's just so wide and too tall in terms of the shot, so deal with me leaning down. We're gonna do some roast veg now. Roast veg are probably one of my favorite things to prep just because they are really versatile and you can throw them in a dish or you can just have them on the side with a protein. It's really, really easy. I'm not a huge salad fan. I never really have been. I much prefer like a more hearty, warming meal. So I'm doing the root vegetables first because they take a similar amount of time to cook. And then I'm gonna come back after and I'm gonna do like some capsicum, some celery, some onion, things which have a shorter cook time. For all the veg all up, we've got 1/4 cup of olive oil, paprika, rosemary, salt, pepper, dried parsley. Actually, I'm gonna check the fridge if I have any fresh parsley, and some balsamic vinegar. I don't like too much balsamic vinegar, so I only did about a tablespoon worth. Also, look, I have my Tamagotchi here. It's supposed to turn 7 today, which I think is when you get the new egg, the new baby. I don't know, it hasn't done anything yet. It can stay here while we cook. I'm just doing about half the mixture so I can use the other half for the rest of the vegetables. I want to thank today's video sponsor, Squarespace. They host my website, Eat, Run, Lift. Squarespace is an all-in-one website building platform. It's honestly the easiest way to showcase your brand or your band or a portfolio or whatever else it is that you want to share. They also have a world-class 24/7 customer support service team and streamlined blogging capabilities. It's also really simple to create a website which represents your brand. They have these plug-and-play templates and you can customize them in their inbuilt editor, or if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, you can jump in and do custom coding yourself like I do. Jump on over and start a free trial with Squarespace today, and when you're ready to press publish, use the link in the description box or the one that I've written on the screen for 10% off your first purchase. If you have a busy schedule, I really recommend trying some ingredient prep like this because it's going to save you so much time the following days, and you're going to be able to fit in nutritious ingredients with very little work. I'm going to cook this second half of these vegetables, and at the same time I'm going to use the second shelf in the oven, and I'm going to cook up some chicken for 20 minutes with some olive oil spray, salt, and Italian herb seasoning. I don't even know if you can see me through all these plants, but I've just grabbed the rice cooker and I'm gonna make up a big batch of white rice. My calories are quite high right now. I find it a lot quicker to digest white rice rather than having brown for my meals because I have to eat a bit more frequently to fit all my calories in. I don't want to be stuffed between every single meal. Okay, sorry, I might be a bit loud because I've got the back door open there so you guys can see what's actually going on. This is the cabinet that I built in our last vlog, and look at the handle that I found. So I got 2 of these and we will attach them now. I know I left you guys hanging after the last video, but like thought instead of the style that it came with, this just like matched the decor a bit better. We are gonna make a chicken noodle dish now. I already sort of pre-mixed the sauce for this one. So in the sauce, we have got some olive oil. I'll put the exact quantities in the description box or in the comments or something if you want to make the same thing. Olive oil, sesame oil, I use coconut aminos, but you could use soy sauce if you want to use soy sauce, hot chili sauce, and in a second I'm going to add some salt to it. I'm just going to weigh out my chicken. I like to have 120 grams of chicken per serving, and I'm going to make 4 servings of this dish. I'm not going to put the sauce in it yet because I find that it cooks off a little bit too fast. So I'm just going to put the chicken in, let that cook for a little bit, and then we're going to add our veg. And I'm actually just going to use a frozen stir fry mixed vegetables because it's easier and they last in the freezer for way longer, so you can just have packets of them ready to go. I'm gonna have one of these meals now, so I'm gonna put 25 grams of nuts on it. This is a salted peanut and cashew mix. I actually thought I bought just peanuts, and I was like, what the hell, why is there a cashew in here? But no. I checked the packet and it was not a mistake. I made the mistake. I love this dish because it's really hearty. Like, also I'm not gonna put the nuts on the other ones because I find that when I leave them in the fridge, the nuts go a bit damp. So I'm just gonna keep them out, and then when I wanna have the meal, I'm gonna reheat it, and then I'm gonna put the peanuts and cashews on once it's reheated. While I'm at it, I'm also just going to top these chia puddings. Look how cute they are. I'm gonna put some fresh mint leaves on first. Totally optional, of course, but I think they make it really pretty. You can tell these need just a little bit longer in the fridge. See how they're sinking?
So what is this?
It's a chocolate chia seed pudding.
With the raspberries or without?
Whatever.
Smooth, refreshing. It's like a shake almost. I like it.
Yeah, it's like, it should be like fluffy. Okay, so here's a little overview. We have a few of our spicy chicken noodle dish. This is the one that I'm about to eat as soon as we finish filming, because I have to hop on a client call in about half an hour, so I want to eat this before I jump on the call. We have got our roast vegetable mix, which has sweet potato, carrot, parsnip, capsicum, onion, and celery. Our plain white rice, which Mitch will have some of that too. Chicken with Italian herbs, and then our chocolate chia puddings. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and I'm gonna show you exactly what I do with this chicken and how I like to make the pizzas that I have. All right, let's do some cooking. Got a huge focaccia here. This one is rosemary and sea salt. If I have focaccia for my base, I like to just chop it in half and then chop it in half again. I think for this particular bread, this works out to be about 30 grams of carbs. I'm just using a pre-made pizza sauce because I'm gonna be real with you. I do not make everything from scratch. Just try and be realistic and balance, like, okay, what can I make from scratch? And then buy some convenient things like this. So we have our chicken here, which is already weighed. I have got a 90-gram cooked chicken serving. You can obviously top it with whatever you want. Today I am using capsicum and some mushrooms, and I'm going to add some low-fat cheese. So I've already measured out 60 grams of the cheese. You could also add different sauces to this if you want. Sometimes I like to make it like an open-faced sandwich. I'll put like pesto on the base, we put the chicken, you can put a few other things, and when it comes out of the oven, you can put some rocket on top. I know this looks ridiculous, but basically because I want to fit in enough protein and the vegetables, I kind of just layer. And I find if you put the protein on at the bottom, whatever you choose to use, when you're cutting it, it tends to hold in place and like stay a little bit better. Whereas if you put the veggies on the bottom, when you cut it, all the layers can fall apart. And we're just gonna sprinkle our cheese over the top. Look at my pizza. I added some salt on top. Okay, this is the benefit of ingredient prep, because I could have used this chicken to make a wrap. I could have made like a Buddha bowl type thing with some quinoa and chucked in some veg. I hope this video has given you some meal inspo. If you haven't already, come join me on Instagram. I'm more fun over there.